Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. So this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Episode 10 of The Flash Season 4, which is otherwise entitled, well, Untitled. We actually don't have the episode title at this point, which is really strange because we have the episode titles for Episode 11, which are The Elongated Night Returns, or Rises, one of the two, and then Episode 11, or episode 12, might I say, is Honey, I Shrunk Team Flash. So we don't have episode 10, but we have episode 11 and episode 12's titles, so that's a bit weird. But anyway, here's the trailer for this untitled episode 10 of The Flash.
My name is Barry Allen, and I'm an innocent man. I'm being framed for something that I didn't do.
He stood among us, a wolf in sheep's clothing.
This is the only way. Tell everyone you're the Flash.
If everyone knew my secret, we would never be able to stop running.
The Flash returns with an all-new episode Tuesday, January 16th on the CW.
So last episode, yeah, as you can tell by the trailer, if you hadn't watched it, ended with quite the conclusion and quite the cliffhanger for the mid-season finale, with essentially Barry being framed for Clifford DeVoe's murder, and Clifford DeVoe, essentially, or the Thinker, putting his consciousness and thoughts and brain and memories and everything into the body of the new metahuman we met for that episode called Dominic. So Dominic now embodies Clifford DeVoe, and it's a young, healthier body with a metahuman power, which, you know, Clifford DeVoe wouldn't mind using, which is telepathy. So it's going to be interesting to see how Clifford DeVoe moves forward with his plan going forward in after the mid-season break. Now, obviously, because there is actually no title for this episode yet, we also do not have a synopsis. So, yeah, there's a couple of things missing from this episode, and it's sort of weird that they actually released a trailer without any episode title, let alone a synopsis. So there's nothing really to go over in regards to a synopsis. So really all we can talk about is what happened in the actual trailer. So obviously, if you read the comics, or if you even just looked it up, or just been on social media, around the Flash following this, you would know that what they're going on with this, or going for, might I say, with this storyline following the mid-season break, is essentially the Trial of the Flash storyline from the comics. Now in the comics, the Trial of the Flash storyline revolves around, the trial of Barry Allen after he actually kills Reverse Flash, or Professor Zoom, or Eobard Thawne in a fight. So it's not Clifford DeVoe from the comics, and I think the reason they're not doing that is because we've seen Reverse Flash, appear and I guess die multiple times, not necessarily just on Flash, but in the Arrowverse as a whole. So reusing that storyline with, Reverse Flash might not seem as special. And I think with what they're going for this season, it does fit. I know some people don't really like the fact that they are replacing Reverse Flash's death with DeVoe's death. But I think, that, as I said, the way that they worked it around this season makes more sense to me. Obviously, you might have to agree with people if they say, do a flashpoint with this storyline and only use it for 1 or 2 episodes when we come back from the mid-season break. If that's the case, and they sort of use that storyline just for 1 or 2 episodes, then yeah, I might be slightly annoyed because it is a pretty big storyline that, has been hinted for a while, which we'll talk about in a second. But obviously, we can't judge it until we've actually seen it. So I think if you do have your worries about it, or you're a bit, just a bit skeptical of it, maybe just wait until the episode's air before you start bashing on it, because, you never want to judge something too early. But going from what the trailer's going for, it does seem like it will probably last longer than 1 episode. But then there is also something in this episode which makes you think, okay, maybe it might not last more than 1 episode, but yeah. But speaking of the Trial of the Flash storyline, there is actually an Easter egg in the trailer for this episode, and that's when Barry has his mugshot. He's the numbers, on that little thing he's holding up, read 12/1984, which is for December 19th, 1984, which is actually the date, or roughly the date I think it was, that the comic issue was released, where the trial of the Flash actually started. So the storyline started the year before, but that was the day that the comic issue came out where Barry's trial actually started. So personally, I think that's a pretty cool little, it's a little Easter egg that they've sprinkled in there, and I'm assuming there'll be more in the actual episode that do hint back to that original storyline, because usually when they do adapt a storyline from the comics, they do drop little Easter eggs, or there'll be the name of the person that wrote the storyline, or just little events if they have to change things in the show for it. They'll sprinkle little things from the actual storyline from the comics that they might not have been able to fit in as a main player. But one thing that they definitely fit in that's from the comics is Barry's lawyer, and that's actually Cecile Horton, or Joe's girlfriend. In the comics, she is Barry's lawyer in this situation, so the fact that they have her on the show is pretty handy, because they can use her in the story arc because she's from the comics and from that storyline and is available on the show. So that's pretty cool that Cecile will be Barry's lawyer, and it's going to be interesting to see how hard she is going forward because she knows that Barry is the Flash. Like if she didn't know Barry was the Flash, it would be a bit more awkward, this like storyline involving her. But because she knows it, is like entwined in like, you know, the Flash family essentially, I think it works better. And they might have been planning for that. Like they might have gone, okay, let's bring Cecile in, you know, maybe connect her with Joe, but also connect her so she knows that Barry's the Flash. So when we do eventually get to this storyline, possibly, you know, it moves forward a bit cleaner. But speaking of the whole trial of the Flash storyline, this was actually teased back in season 1, and not necessarily around like Clifford DeVoe being the one that Barry is accused of murdering, but when Barry is going back in time in the season 1 finale, you do see Barry in jail in like an Iron Heights prison outfit, or Iron Heights penitentiary. Is it prison or penitentiary? One of the two. But you do see Barry in that prison outfit. And a lot of people had been wondering, okay, is that going to be the like legit trial of the Flash storyline? Is that going to be next season in season 2, or is it going to be further down the track? So we were waiting to finally see that, because in that like thing where we ran back in time, we did see multiple things like the like Killer Frost and stuff like that. So some things had come true, and we were just waiting to see if the other various things were going to come true as well. And now we're getting the whole Barry in jail thing, and I wonder if they're going to replicate that shot of Barry in that prison, because I think that would be pretty cool, and a lot of people would get, you know, pretty happy about seeing that, especially if maybe Barry has flashbacks to him running back in time and going, okay, that's what I saw. I saw myself in jail after being accused of killing Clifford DeVoe. Now, I guess a lot of people will be wondering, how the hell is Barry going to get out of this? How is Barry going to get out of this like accusation of him being the murderer of Clifford DeVoe? And the real question, or the real answer to that is, I actually have no idea. I don't know how Barry's going to get out of this. I know that Cecile is saying, you know, tell everyone you're the Flash, but I really don't think that's going to happen. Even if you just mentioned it to Captain Singh, I don't think that's going to happen. He might be the only one that finds out, but I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to reveal to Captain Singh that Barry's the Flash, because, you know, Barry's identity is such a sacred thing. It's not like maybe some other heroes that, you know, they might just reveal it to people. They don't really care. To Barry, it's pretty sacred, so I just don't think that's going to happen. I'd be very surprised. Like, one more person might find out throughout this storyline that Barry's the Flash. It could be simply like the judge finds out, or maybe the jury members find out, and then they vote him not guilty. But yeah, I just can't see another main character that we see a decent amount knowing that Barry is the Flash after this. Just because, you know, it can just be a bit dangerous for Barry. So I think he might keep that secret and just maybe sacrifice himself just to keep the people around him safe. Like, if he revealed it and became public knowledge, even if he's in jail, you know, the victims of the Flash before, or people that have been caught by the Flash, will go after his family regardless of whether Barry's in jail or not. Now, in the trailer, you actually do see Barry in the Flash suit, which I'm a bit confused by. This might be when he's out on bail, or this might be a situation outside the courthouse where he just, you know, runs and puts the Flash suit on to protect someone, because there might be like a villain in this episode. It could be just be like Dominic controlled by DeVoe, or Brainstorm, I think they're going to call him now. It could just be him. We'll have to wait and see, because we don't really get too much of a hint of it in the trailer. But the last thing to talk about is actually the return date. The return date for The Flash Season 4 from this mid-season break is January 16th. So Supergirl's back on the 15th, Flash is back on the 16th, and after The Flash we actually have Black Lightning premiering for its series thing. And I know when Legends of Tomorrow is coming back, it's in like February sometime, but I don't know the exact date or the day it's coming back, whether it's like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I will keep you updated as we move further along in this mid-season break. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are you looking forward to most in this episode? Are you looking forward to this like adaptation or adaptation of the Trial of the Flash storyline from the comics? Do you wish it was Reverse Flash that died, or do you not really care like who is being what Barry's being accused of, or who he's being accused of murdering? Do you just like the actual fact that they're using this storyline? As I said, it would have just been a bit harder to work Reverse Flash in. I think it works more with the thinker and what they're going for this season. So yeah, just let me know what you think of all of that. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.